Okay, we got a new player, so we gotta jump on a nickname fast. Has anyone thought of Brick Wall? Oh, come on, I thought I had one. Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, a little ridiculous. Good boy. Play all the hits. Left, Toronto Maple Leafs. Let me finish. How am I supposed to go to bed after watching that? I'm quite hyped. With you wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Victory puppies, Iggy. Nice new collar. Hey, do your Joseph Woll impression. You can do it. You did it! You're on a hot streak! Before we get to the big Leafs win thing, I want to highlight something that I forgot to mention a few videos ago. So, when I saw producer Drew at the Leafs-Kings game the other day, it was the first time we had seen each other in about 2 years. For the first time since March 11th, 2020, the day that Rudy Gobert in the NBA tested positive, and basically the world as we know it changed in North America. I haven't seen Drew in so long that he received a package on his desk that he only gave me that day this past week. Someone named Brittany, and Brittany, if you're watching, I finally got it, sent a package that had 2 collars. That's how old this was. One was for Iggy, and you saw him wearing it in the Victory Puppy segment. The other was for Charlie. So yeah, it's been a while. And there was a time where this would have made me really sad, but it actually makes me really happy to think of him. So thank you, Brittany. And sorry it took so long. You'll have to excuse my friend Drew. He's never heard of the mail. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, Leafs win! 5-4 over the Buffalo Sabres, and we're gonna file this one under that wasn't flying, it was falling with style. But who cares about the game tape? Joseph Woll taped the puck up. First career NHL win in his first career NHL game. Let's talk about it. Now, you'll have to forgive me for doubting the kid. I've talked about it on the podcast. I mentioned it in the videos. It's not that I doubt the kid. I believe in the guy. But I was wondering if this was the right time for Joseph Woll to be in the NHL. But the Leafs obviously have a plan here, and they obviously believe in the guy. And there were moments in this game where Joseph Woll gave you lots of reasons to believe. But I know what I believed the most heading into this game. It makes me ashamed to say, but I was going to take the over. Because the 2 goalies scheduled to start in this game were Joseph Woll. I don't care if he's the best prospect in hockey. It's his first NHL game, and a goalie's going to be in tough in their first NHL game. Against Aaron Dell, who signed on to be the Leafs' third goalie last year, got claimed off waivers, went to the Devils, wasn't very good, and now he didn't make the Sabres out of camp, so that tells you all you need to know. I'm not going to spend the whole video dumping on Aaron Dell. I think his numbers from this game did that enough, but I just remember from training camp 10 months ago when someone asked him about being third goalie, and Dell was like, oh, no, I came here to be to try to be the backup. Keeping in mind that the Leafs' backup at the time was Jack Campbell. So anyway, the reason you take the over in this game is because 10 months ago, Aaron Dell was the Leafs' third goalie and Joseph Woll was the Leafs' 5th, and now they're starting. I said take the over, and less than 3 minutes into the game, I was proven right. Let's go through this fast because this game was chaos. Chaos in the most boring way possible because neither team wanted to shoot the puck, which is weird because every time they did it went in. So heading into this game, the lines are all messed up. Kasha is up with Matthews and Nylander. Richie is up with Tavares and Marner. And then this third line of Engvall and Kerfoot and Kampf. Well, they got to work in a very third-liney way. Pierre Engvall manages to hold the offensive zone while basically stumbling over himself and dumping the puck in, but it works. Kerfoot in the corner, winning a puck battle, and it works. David Kampf just trying to take the puck to the front of the net, and it works. Because it pings off a skate, it pings off a stick. I think it hit Kampf's stick again. But this goal, this absolutely can't go in. Like, it was kind of chaos in front of the net. It was kind of chaos in front of the blue paint. And I can understand Aaron Dell losing sight of the puck. But you can be pretty sure that the puck is floating vaguely in your general direction. And this is how much of the bottom of the net he was covering. David Kampf scores the David Kempfiest goal of his life, doubling his goal total from last year with the Blackhawks, by the way. And the Leafs are up 1-0. Ooh, take the over. Except the over didn't look very good halfway through the first period on account of the Leafs only had 1 shot. Now, a pessimist might say the Leafs only had 1 shot, but an optimist might say the Sabres had 0 saves. Still not very good. I'll tell you who was very good in those first few minutes when the Leafs were not getting any shots at all. Joseph Woll. I'm glad the Leafs got the goal so early because I didn't didn't like how they were playing right up until that goal. I thought the Sabres spent way too much time in the offensive zone, but it allowed for Woll to touch the puck early, and that seemed to give him some confidence. He made some good saves, but a save he was not able to make, I don't know, this one's tough to blame on him. Much later in the first period, Colin Miller blasts a shot, and I swear he did this on purpose. I don't think he missed the net. I think it hits Jeff Skinner's stick a little too perfectly. I think he meant to do this. Unfortunately, Woll is way overcommitted to the other side. The wall was open on this one. Jeff Skinner buries his 4th of the season, and it's a tied game heading into first intermission. With the Sabres outshooting the Leafs 13-5 in the first period, so arguably Joseph Woll the MVP right now. You didn't need to know that both of these teams played last night to see that they played last night. It's like the Leafs and the Sabres looked at each other and went, well, it's November, and we're just gonna not be good at each other. But after getting outshot in the first period, the Leafs finally get a little bit of momentum in the second, and lightning strikes twice in 70 seconds. Ondrej Kase, in his audition on the first line, takes a puck to the chest and manages to stay onside. And he rips a beauty. Oh, he completely fans on it, and it looks like this. But it's okay because he recovers, and he does snipe it. Bar down! Will Butcher, who is on Kase, the puck, I think, rides up his stick a little bit, but Arundel's got to have this one, in my opinion. Maybe the screenshot isn't the best, and obviously I can't show you the replay because I'm not a rights holder, but I'm pretty sure this shot from Kase launches off his stick and never touches Will Butcher's. It just beats Arundel clean. And we can look at it as, oh, that's one he has to have. The Leafs shouldn't have scored that. They gave him an easy one. But no, there are players who wouldn't take that opportunity to shoot. He's got Austin Matthews on a line with him. You got to think if you're getting an audition on that line, you want someone who's going to give the puck to Matthews or Nylander or both. But Kase has enough confidence in his shot because this guy has been a goal scorer in the National Hockey League. He sees open net and he's like, well, okay, that's mine. And he was right. And then 70 seconds later, Colin Miller with the puck behind the Sabres net, and he just completely duffs it. There's no excuse for this. That sends him into panic mode, and that sends Jason Spezza into thief mode because he steals it. The Leafs put it on, it hits a body in front, and this one I don't hang on Arundel because of the funny bounce. But just the same, hello Michael Bunting, let me introduce you to the easiest goal you've ever scored. And you know what? It wasn't that long ago that Mitch Marner got his, that weird empty netter sort of goal where he didn't even look happy. And we sort of talked about that and where he was at in terms of a headspace or confidence. But Michael Bunting, while spending most of the season on the first line with Matthews and Marner or Matthews and Nylander, he gets bumped down to the 4th line with Semyonov, who's playing his 2nd ever NHL game, and Jason Spezza, who's, well, not, but he's still on the 4th line. And this was Bunting's reaction, and again, the screenshot doesn't do it justice. He seemed like not even happy, just sort of like not even relieved, just mad with himself. Now, I don't want to see Leafs down on themselves. I definitely don't, especially Bunting, who's only making less than $1 million. He's already got 4 goals this season. I didn't see Jeff Skinner go finally when he got his 4th tonight. But I think we are seeing signs that the Leafs really expect a lot of themselves, and more so than the average professional athlete, because obviously they all expect a lot from themselves. But the Leafs expect to win, and they expect a lot from themselves individually, and I don't think there's a problem with a little bit of internal competition. Because keep in mind the context here, not only is Michael Bunting on the 4th line in this game, but the dude who took his job on the top line just scored a goal 70 seconds prior. But what's good for business is good for business, because those 2 goals from those 2 players put the Leafs up 3-1, and now Joseph Woll has to protect the lead. Hopefully, his team can help him out a bit. Spoiler alert, they don't! Jake Muzzin, who I actually think has started to up his game over the past few games, there's a chip in, and unfortunately, he gets cleaned out. The Sabres send a quick pass to Tage Thompson, who one-times it, and it's not even like he was left that wide open, but he does get a very clean shot. This is the moment of release off of his stick, and I don't know if you can blame Woll for missing a puck that he definitely cannot see. Does maybe leave that one side of the net a little too far open, and that's the side of the net that Tage Thompson hit, but ultimately, even if he was in a little bit of better position, he still wouldn't have seen the thing. In fact, the reason he probably had given that much net is because he was trying to find the line of sight. And now the Sabres are back within 1, heading into the 3rd. Again, Leafs still with the lead, help the kid. In the third period, the Leafs have an odd man rush. Pierre Engvall over to Alex Kerfoot. No! Had Ruotsalainen not taken the hooking penalty there, I think Kerfoot scores for sure. But luckily, the Leafs power play has not been garbage recently, and on this one, the captain says the puck don't lie! And they score on a play that I don't think they drew up this way, but some poise actually helps them create something from nothing. Because Matthews tries to feed Nylander in the slot, and I don't know what it was, but the pass does not work at all, and it goes straight to Marner. In fact, the pass to Nylander was so bad that part of me wonders if the pass was intended for Marner. Marner feeds the point. Riley doesn't have a ton of time to get the shot off, and he almost goes offside in the process, but he just lazily floats it on. By lazily, I mean intentionally, because John Tavares somehow turned on invisibility mode again. Nobody has him, and look at the shot direction. Look at the complete different direction this puck goes in. Arundel has absolutely no chance. This is perfect from the captain. And the Leafs have the insurance marker once again up 4-2. All right. Now it's a 2-goal lead in the third period. Surely you can help the kid out. To which the Toronto Maple Leafs reply, no we can't, and don't call me Shirley. What I've tried to learn over the years is paying attention to the buildup of a goal and how did this happen? What were the series of mistakes that had this happen? What was it, the puck battle that Dermott lost here? No, I think this screen cap just sort of sums it up. All 5 Leafs on the ice are in this photo, and none of them care about a guy who scored on them earlier this night. I don't care whose man that is. One of you. Any one of you. Get him! Oof, Liljegren. Oof, this whole fourth line again. Could Jack Campbell have saved that? I don't know. Maybe. He's a pretty good goalie. And yes, sometimes you do need an occasional save, but if every save that you need is a miracle, then you have done a bad job, defense. There are times where we say that shot can't go in, and there are other times where we say that shot can't happen at all. And that was one of those times. Now the Sabres within 1, just over a minute after the Leafs took a 2-goal lead, so the answer to will the kid get some help was answered very fast. And even faster was the Sabres game-tying goal 59 seconds later. Now, on the stream that I was doing on the Sportsnet YouTube channel, Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, someone asked if Rasmus Dahlin is a bust. So naturally, he scored his second of the season with a blast from the point. Now, I didn't really notice this while I was watching because I was just too jacked up on please don't blow this game. But apparently Nylander was sort of benched in the third period. And yes, there's an argument that if Nylander hasn't been the Leafs' best forward this season, he's certainly been the most consistent. But after watching the replay of this goal, if Keefe did indeed bench William Nylander, I perfectly understand why. Listen, I love the guy, but discredit where discredit is due. He essentially does not move on this goal while the Sabres are passing around. He doesn't make any effort to challenge Dahlin at the point at all, and it is a lazy attempt to block the shot at best. So was there a breakdown before that led to the whole sequence of events? Yeah, probably more than one, but Willie does nothing on this, and the Sabres tie it. Is full-on benching him maybe an emotional response? Maybe it is, but it's watch the replay, it's bad. And the next minute or two, Joseph Woll plays a pretty big role in the Leafs staying in this game because the Sabres continued to pour it on. The Leafs sort of buckled a little bit. But with a few saves, they calm it down and they manage to stay in this thing. Final 2 minutes, there's a different vibe to this game than there was in the Calgary Flames game. The last minute, the last 30 seconds of the Flames game, the Leafs were just holding on to the puck. Flames weren't really trying to get it. Both teams looked at each other and said, we're not even in the same division. We're not even in the same conference. Let's both get a point and figure it out in overtime, which is essentially a line change competition. The Leafs and Sabres, different expectations for both teams, but they're probably looking at each other, probably looking at the standings right now, and the Sabres are going, we might as well dance. You never know, these points might come in handy, and the Leafs thinking the same thing. Neither team took their foot off the gas. Both teams tried to end this in regulation, and one of them did. Now, this all happens with less than 20 seconds to go. Michael Bunting is on the ice, so is Pierre Engvall, so is Auston Matthews. I don't even know what line was coming or going, but as Bunting is leaving the ice, Pierre Engvall is providing good pressure in the corner, forcing the Sabres to move the puck quickly. As Bunting leaves the ice, Kerfoot comes on for him and flies into the zone. This is not the first scoring opportunity that we've seen created by Kerfoot's speed in the last few games. Kerfoot, with the poise, puts the puck on Morgan Rielly's stick at the point, and for a simple goal, it's actually super complicated. First of all, Arundel ain't picking this shot up because he's being screened by just a wall of blue jerseys. There's no way he sees this thing come off Riley's stick, and if he does, he definitely loses it. Second, when Riley releases this thing, it's like that, knuckle puck style on his stick. Then 2.5, because I'm not confident enough to make it a 3. I think this puck might deflect off Rasmus Asplin's stick as he's trying to stick check Riley. And then this is easily the most bizarre part. From the grainy television tweeted out by Justin Bourne, here's the puck hitting the crossbar. Here's where the thing bounces. It did not go in. It hits the crossbar, bounces outwards into the blue paint, and then the puck bounces back into the net because the hockey gods deeply hate both of these teams, but decided one of them had to win, and they decided that they hate the Buffalo Sabres tonight a little bit more. Morgan Riley files that under all right, I'll take it, and the Toronto Maple Leafs win! Except there's 12 seconds left. Please don't play. Okay, they win! And Joseph Woll's mom leaves the building a happy lady. And good! She deserved it, and I'm mad at the Leafs for defensively stressing out his mom. And me. All of us, really, but mostly her. Questions. Burn the tape and take the 2 points? I mean, we can all burn the tape. Sheldon Keefe can do whatever he wants with it. Listen, I don't think, even though it's November, and the Leafs were obviously resting guys, Sandy didn't play, Simmons didn't play, even though it's November, the second half of a back-to-back should not always be a bag of crap game. And that was a bag of crap game. Yes, it was on the road. It was against another team who had played on the second half of a back-to-back. Had their goalie straight up not been very good, the Leafs probably would have lost this game. Or at very least, you could file it under, geez, it shouldn't have been that adventurous. You were up 4-2 and blew it in the span of 59 seconds. So us, as fans, we can all burn the tape, but kind of hope Sheldon doesn't, because it feels like there's some learning material in there, and a lot of it might center around Willie. That and Semyonov maybe not playing next game. He had a tough one. Agree or disagree? Joseph Woll's mom was all of us watching that game. You know what? To a degree, yes, but ultimately, no. Because I was just thinking, what if Leo one day played in the NHL? And my chest got tight. I got nervous, I got anxious, and I wanted to stop thinking about it. Oh, I'll be proud of him and everything. But I would hate to be a distraction by, passing out in the stands. Dude, I can barely watch the Leafs and I don't even know those guys. Can you imagine my son? I'd have to pretend like, oh, son, I don't watch hockey. Every Christmas I'm just like, so how's work? My heart can't take it. What's the over-under on Keefe F-bombs in the dressing room? I'm gonna say it wasn't many. I'm gonna say it was 2. It was gonna be something along the lines of, we won the effing game, let's go the F home. By the way, for any kids watching with their parents, F means fudge. Did Morgan Riley make a puck defy the laws of physics? It sure seemed like it. He did, actually, he did. I confirmed that through a scientist. He did it. Not everyone can do it. The main reason for that being the cost of a puck defying the laws of physics is $60 million. So, Leafs are on a little bit of a heater, eh? They're not all Mona Lisas, but you'd at least hang them on the fridge. What do you think of this team right now? Leave a comment in the comment box down below. For now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Enjoy your Sunday, because then we're right back at it. Brand new podcast. The Leaf season goes on. Do you like content? Check it out here on this channel, on SDPN, SDPN.ca, the SDPN app, on the Sportsnet YouTube channel. Content! Enjoy yourself. Sports are fun.